Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello, and welcome to a bonus episode of this podcast, Business Behind the Scene. So today I wanted to share with you guys a interview that I did with one of my clients, Casey Lightbody. She is a coach for introverted women in business, and she started a business working with me a couple of years ago, and her business completely exploded since she's been working with us, and I'm just so proud of the results that she's got. And so if you want to see how your business can go from making $3,000 a month from like one-on-one coaching to like actually started to make $20,000 a month and start to be able to have a $200,000 business, how exciting is that? You gotta listen to this amazing episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Hello everybody, good to see you here. What a good start, eh? I've got a super special guest, and thank you goodness that I did, because you just told me I was muted. So good to see you everybody here at Workshop Secret for Coaches. Is our last final call for the month, for the year 2021. It's been incredible year for us over here, and we're really excited to share it with you guys. And I couldn't have the bestest guest here with me today. So everybody give it up for my beautiful Casey Lightbody.
Thank you, my lovely.
Welcome.
I'm so pleased to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, we have Casey here today because she had an amazing results in the M.A.F.I.A Academy, and you guys would all wanted to know how did she went from $50,000 a year into $200,000 in a year. It's been an incredible journey to have you in the M.A.F.I.A Academy, and we're going to talk today. Casey's going to share everything about our business. So first and foremost, Casey, do you want to introduce who you are, what you do, all of that?
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I am a business and marketing strategist for introverted, quiet, sensitive women. I'm absolutely passionate about us quiet people. I'm the biggest cheerleader, and I help introverted, quiet, sensitive women come out of hiding, really step off the sidelines, and create successful, sustainable businesses on their terms. I'm really passionate about this piece around sustainability again, because as introverts, it's so important to prioritize our energy management. And I think in business, it can be really hard to be on the hamster wheel. And I burnt out once before building a business. And so I've really been mindful of how I've created the second business. And that's what I get to share and support other introverted women to do the same as me. So.
Wow, that's amazing. So if you're watching this and you are an introverted woman in business, just say, that's me. I want to see it, and say it quietly. Maybe you should say just, that's me. I'm definitely not introverted. I think you guys can see. Actually, there's a part of me that is. I love to be on stage. I've learned how to do that, but actually deep down, I am an introvert. There's a lot of people don't believe me, but I actually am. So anyway, so Casey, tell us all about this today, the journey of you coming to market. So before the M.A.F.I.A Academy, what was your business like? What were you doing? Let's share some tips on how you were doing what you were doing, and then we're going to move on what you started doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started my business about 4 years ago after a big pivot, and I was very, I'd had some success online. I hosted online summits, and I had some success getting people, we had 4,000 women attend our first summit. So getting the numbers in was really good.
Yeah.
But I think what I was then missing was actually the conversion piece, and actually making offers consistently enough, actually being clear on what the offer actually is.
Yeah.
So there were some really big gaps in my business. And the second piece that I was really looking for when I signed up with M.A.F.I.A was that I was really creating the in-person connection. And so I was looking at how can I actually
perfect timing just before COVID.
Exactly right, and so anyway, those strategies that I learned from you, obviously I could take online, and has exploded my business. So that's kind of how I started. I was working one-on-one with people, but I also had a membership. So I was selling the membership at the time.
And how much, maybe we'll do this for everybody as well to have a look. Maybe we'll share the screen, we'll go through the funnel, because sometimes it's really good and valuable for people to see this part as well. So let me know if you guys, tell me if you can see my funnel, if you can see my whiteboard. That would be fabulous to know in the chat here that you can see it. Good to see you, Katie Joy. Good to see you that you join us. All right, so you had people come into this summit.
So I had the online summit happening. I had tried unsuccessfully 3 Facebook groups before I
Oh,
started my 4th one.
oh my God. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And so the 4th one you started with us?
Yes.
And
Well, just before I started with you. So we had 500 people, just shy of 500 people when I started with M.A.F.I.A.
And then now how many you got?
We've got over 5,000.
Oh my God, so exciting.
Yeah, 10x in 12 months, right?
That is fantastic. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did have a Facebook group. You tried multiple Facebook groups, but you started that community just before.
Correct.
You got people into a summit.
Yeah, well, I think that was where the gap was actually, because I had the summit at the top of the funnel.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anything in the middle. So there was no warming up.
So summit, Facebook group are all the same.
Yeah, it was all the same.
Okay.
And then it was going into my offers, right? So my offer was my membership and my one-on-one coaching.
And one-on-one was the high ticket?
Correct.
Yeah, right. So there was a big jump. And
there was a huge gap in my funnel.
Yeah. And this is what a lot of people, when we talk about business, we talk about, okay, so and you were succeeding because you were making about, you said me 50,000.
$4,000 to $5,000 a month.
Yeah, so it wasn't zero, right? So again, we want to remember to everybody that what we've done with Casey is not like, showing how to start in a business. She was doing that by herself. So, and this is exactly what you help people with, right?
Yeah.
You help people get into their first 5,000 a month.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's exciting about working with you, Casey, because you already had something. You already had something, so you had knowledge of yourself. Yeah. You were an expert, so we can show you how to actually fill that gap in your funnel. So when we joined M.A.F.I.A, what we were able to do is to now put a little bit, tidy up a little bit the things that you do, right? So we have.
So the Facebook group, and I have to share, I think this was the big aha moment for me with this Facebook group, because I didn't actually understand, I think, where I wanted the Facebook group to fit in the funnel with the first one, and it just felt off. Whereas when I started this last one, Introverted Women in Business, I was really clear where it sat in the funnel, and especially working with you, like that just clarified it even more. Yeah, the positioning of it and what I actually wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve out of that Facebook group. So,
and that's what's really valuable, right? When you know exactly what is the purpose of this step is. Yeah. Because when we don't know, what we sometimes do, and I don't know if you resonate with that, but sometimes we go, okay, we're going to send people from here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to here. Oh, wait, no, here, there, oh, wait. And then this is how we take the journey of a client, and the client are like, I have no understanding where to go from here. And so a confused mind will always say no.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Fantastic. And then sometimes you will take them to the online membership, and then one-on-one, and then back to here, and then back to, and this is what people will do. Now, obviously it wasn't this messy. I'm being a bit dramatic here. I don't want to make it too dramatic, but this is what sometimes like a lot of people do. They just don't have a clear place to which people send people through, and we call it the funnel. It doesn't have to be necessarily a funnel, because sometimes when we say funnel, people think click funnel and automation and that stuff. For us, it's like a pipeline where when you send people from and through, so that you can truly help them, right? So now what we helped you with, we got the Facebook group now is clear, it's 5,000 people, and it's called what, so people can join it?
Introverted Women in Business.
So go ahead and join it, and that group, there's lots of value, there's lots of free stuff in there. So if people just want free things, they can get it, right? But if they want more, then what?
Right. So then we have the masterclass.
Yeah.
And we have the half-day workshop.
Right. So they have masterclass and half day. So they were both at this level.
Yes.
Yeah. And then?
And now I have my programs. So I have the Quiet Marketing School, which is a 12-week program. I have the
I come right to Quiet Marketing School. There we go.
Yeah, where I help introverted women get their first or next paying client.
Right.
And then we've got the Quiet Leadership Academy, which is a 9-month program. And we really look at both mindset, marketing, messaging, and monetization in that. So it's a really holistic offering. And then I've got my one-on-one. And the one-on-one, which is my high ticket experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so people that will come and work on one-on-one, they have to have done the academies.
Correct.
Yeah, because this is a thing that a lot of us do, right? We usually say, so was it the membership that you had before, was it one-on-one or membership?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
correct.
And that's the other gap that people do, right? Instead here, what we've helped to set up is that to take people through a journey. Yeah. There's no point to book people one-on-one sessions if they haven't done your whole academy, because then what they're doing, they're paying for your knowledge one-on-one, which is a waste of your time and their time, right? Because you're repeating yourself with every single person.
Exactly.
Rather, what they do now is that they learn in a group, and then they come to get coaching on their specific stuff one-on-one.
There you go. Yeah.
Priceless, right? Yeah. Complete different positioning of your funnel that will restructure everything, when you now can really charge very high ticket here because there is inclusive of everything else.
Correct.
I love it.
Yep.
That is so exciting. So now that we have sort of give you that bit of the picture of where Casey went from and to, now this just changes these couple of things, went from $50,000 a year to $200,000 a year. Amazing. I'm so excited. So what are the biggest strategies that worked for you in the M.A.F.I.A Academy? I think we already talked about it a little bit. But
yeah, so I think the clarity around the funnel for me was one of the biggest strategies, FM. And I think what I will say is making them my own. So I think, we talk about Facebook Lives, and I still don't do any Facebook Lives.
Yeah, but that's because if you don't resonate with that piece, you can remove it.
Correct. Yeah. And so you use these strategies and you make them your own. And I think that was one of the biggest things, the consistency piece. So one huge aha for me was that I was not making offers frequently enough. And so really shifting that mindset around making offers frequently was a game changer for me. And I think just the clarity of the customer journey and where I was taking them really helped with that too. So,
and that's really usually the missing piece, absolutely. Yes. So if you guys are watching this and you go, holy guacamole, I would love to go from 50K a year to 200K, say 200K in the chat. Just say right now, 200K in the chat. If you're watching this, even if there's a replay, just say 200K in the chat, because we're going to show you how you are able to do that. And this is one of the steps that we'll just show you. So restructuring your funnel and be able to go like, oh, where do I take people from and to, and what's the purpose of each level? So I'm sure that Casey, everyone that come to your masterclass or your half day, there will be value there, right?
Oh, huge value.
Right. It's not just like a pitch fest. And this is what we teach you as well.
Yes, absolutely. And so one of the things that I learned as well in the M.A.F.I.A is that you teach the why, the what, and the how. And so really being able to get very clear on what you're actually talking about in that half day or the masterclass, so that you are adding value, but there's enough value to prove value, so that they can see how much the results are that they're going to get from investing with you. But there's enough of a gap that they're like, I can see what I need to do, but I actually need to pay to invest to get the support that I need to move forwards. And because so I think that's
absolutely. Because let's be honest, right? In 4 hours, you can't really show people how to get a successful business. Like it's impossible. But you can get enough value for them to make a proper decision, a really informative decision, if they want to move forward with you or not. And if they don't, they still got lots of value from the day.
Exactly right. And I mean, again, it's the implementation where you get the results too, right? So another huge lesson is actually do the work, right? Do the work. Don't just come and listen to all the training. So
let's talk about that.
Implement.
Right, let's talk about that. How many people do that, right? It's fascinating. So how difficult was it for you to go and actually implement? How many ups and downs? Was it so easy?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. Can you see all the grey hairs?
No, we can't.
In all honesty, no, there's lots of ups and downs, right? That's part of the entrepreneurial journey. And I think one of the big takeaways for me was having a community in Australia. I think I've shared that with you before over and over again. Yeah. Like being able to connect and share the challenges as well as the wins and the brags have been instrumental in my success too, because I think that having that supportive network locally it's been huge. I teach that we need a tribe to build a business, and I really believe that. And that's what I found in the M.A.F.I.A too. So,
1,000,000%. And because we try to do it all by ourselves, right? Sometimes it's that confusion that I'm not sure what next step is, and there is so much information out there that what you need to do is to pick a strategy and stick with that strategy.
Yes, right? Exactly. That's right. I mean, I said last year that I was going to launch 4 times, imperfectly launch 4 times, get the data, and just keep tweaking, pivoting, and tracking your numbers, everybody. That is huge. Like tracking your numbers, actually looking at, okay, well, what's working, what's not working, and then making those adjustments, but not changing everything, which I was guilty of, right, initially. Not changing everything, but being really clear on, okay, let's just stick with this one thing, be consistent, and track what's worked and what's not, and then tweak and pivot accordingly to make it your own. So
I mean, so Marcus here is saying, I just want to replace my wage 75K. What would you tell Marcus in this case? What would be a suggestion to be able to do that?
Well, I would work out how many customers he would need to replace his wage, and then reverse engineer that back and say, okay, well, let's look at your funnel and say, and again, you may not have those numbers to hand because you haven't converted, but take an industry average and say, okay, well, how many people do I need at the top of the funnel? Get very clear on what it is that you're offering at the top of the funnel, and then just go for it and implement.
That's right, one step at a time. And so start to maybe say, okay, well, for me to be able to replace my wage, can you do that while you're working full time?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to take that leap of, maybe learn something now. So now that you've got that income coming in consistent, that's the time for you to invest into a course, a coach, someone that you resonate with. If it's Casey, go with Casey. If it's me, go with me. If it's someone else, go with someone, but choose someone that is going to take you there, right? So going to show you how to do that, and then start to maybe reduce the hours that you're working in a full-time job and start to make money in the part-time business, and then eventually swap around and then let go of the job and go full-time in the business. But you can't just be full-time in the job and trying to do full-time $75,000. It's just
right.
a lot. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly how I started. I had a part-time job, and I started the business on the side because it was too much, because you don't know what works and what doesn't work. A lot of business is experimentation and testing and seeing what works and what doesn't.
And what your audience want and what they're going to buy, what they're going to pay. Absolutely. Like what's the gap in the market. That's the plan. Go, Marcus. That's good. So choose that person that you resonate with and go all in and really back yourself. 1 day a week in the business is the next step. Yes. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So this is where, and have you got a coach, Marcus? That's the very next question you got to ask yourself, because sometimes we try to do it all by ourselves, and this is the biggest next step. Is like when you have a system, when you have a strategy, when you have something that you can follow, it's a lot easier. And that's what exactly Casey was doing. So Casey, you managed to do everything 50,000 a year. Did you have a coach to get there?
Yes, I have had a coach to get. I've invested in coaches throughout my career because I just believe that by partnering with coaches, you get to that next level quicker. So
1,000,000%. Sounds good. All right. Well, we shared some of the wins that you have already implemented. We talked about it already in your business. Everything is blocked in my computer right now. Okay, so we were talking about a little bit of your workshop. So you run 9 online workshops and 5 in person, and you generated $32,000 cash.
Yes, so that was
from one of them
in 1 month. In 1 month. So 1 month I had a 32.
So the 9 online and 5 workshops got to the 200,000. Oh my goodness! So how many of you guys would love to be able to run 9 online workshops and so 14 workshops in a year? So just a little bit more than once a month and make $200,000. Like imagine that. Isn't that like a dream? Like, do you think like, oh my, like, where do you start from? Like, I love seeing results like that. How does it feel? Like, what would Casey a year and a half ago would have said with these results?
There's a lot of mindset work that goes into this too, FM. But I think, I don't think I would. I mean, when I look back at these results, 4x in my business in 12 months, like I wouldn't have thought that was possible, and the fact that I'm doing it and not completely exhausting myself too, I think is really, that's a huge piece. So 14 workshops, and I think because I launch 4 times a year, I can laser focus on the marketing component for a short period of time, and then I go into customer service and I nurture my clients and deliver my program, and then I go back in. So having those seasons has really worked for me and my energy.
Exactly.
Too, So
And this is the thing that it's important for everybody's going to choose what's best for them. And what I have done is like, for me, is like I've got an open cart all the time. People can come in the program anytime, and I set it up in that way, and it worked for me, for my energy. For me, stopping actually makes me like, when I stop, I just feel like down. I'll be like, oh, I've got nobody new. Oh, I feel lonely. Instead, if I always go, like I feel the energy. And for me, it works. And if it doesn't work for you, then you gotta do what works for you. And I love the fact that, Casey, you went, okay, this is what I want to do, and this is how it works for me. And we worked the strategy around that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was huge. That was priceless,
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people don't do. They just they wanted to become like the coaches rather than stick to who you are and what works for you, isn't it? I love it. That is amazing. So $20,000 months.
That's my average month now.
I love it. That just happened. That is really good. I love it. It's really exciting. So we focused on one funnel only. So what happened to the membership?
Oh, so this was another huge game changer for me. So I I pivoted because the membership for me was low ticket, and I wasn't getting, well, at the top of the funnel, I had lots of people, but I wasn't getting them into the middle of the funnel. So I was really struggling to convert. And with membership, people think that it's passive income, right? But there's a whole piece.
It's not passive.
It's not passive, right? It's not passive.
Let's talk about passive income for a second, can we? What is this thing? Why everybody wants to have passive income? There's not such a thing anywhere. Like, even when you have properties, it's not passive. Someone needs to look after the properties. Someone needs to do something. Like, it seems passive, but it actually never.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's where I took that membership and I pivoted and I turned it into the Quiet Leadership Academy.
Yeah.
And so again, I went from low ticket to high ticket, and my results
to the roof,
went exploded, because because it's a numbers game at the end of the day too,
yes,
right? FM. So you've got to think about, I knew that I was really good at lead generation, and I got good at sales through working with empowering events, through sales mastery, and so I think all of those things really contributed to my success. But that big pivot from low ticket to high ticket really made a huge difference as well.
And let me ask you something. What about for the clients? Because people that pay low membership and to people that pay high membership, what is that? Did that change for them? Were the people that pay lower membership not really very committed?
Well, it's interesting. A lot of them followed me from the membership. In fact, I think all of them bar one followed me from the membership into the Quiet Leadership Academy. Yeah. And here's the thing: their results exploded too, because there was a bigger commitment.
Yes.
Because
it's skin in the game.
Yeah.
So if you're here and you're a coach and you're thinking to yourself, oh, but I want to just help people, I want to charge low ticket, I want to help as many people as possible, you're actually doing disservice to those people, because they don't have enough skin in the game for them to really take some really big action.
Absolutely. And in all honesty, I tested a product just because I can't help myself. I tested a low ticket product for it was a 4-week program at 197, and the results weren't there. So again, it's just proof that the more that people are willing to invest, the more that they're going to see the transformation, because they're going to show up for themselves, right? And they've got to believe in themselves to show up for themselves.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. And this is the thing. So you think about you, right? How many courses have you done watching this? You've done lots of courses, you've done lots of other people training, and if you haven't committed yourself to much more money, you probably not have that momentum in your business. So yes, Casey is absolutely amazing. The results that Casey had, it was incredible. So if there's someone here that been in WSC in this group for a while and been watching all these videos and these recordings and these classes, and they're like, oh, I'm on the fence, I don't know if I should wait until next year to do M.A.F.I.A, what would you say to those people?
Get off the fence. No, honestly, invest in yourself, because I think what you offer in the M.A.F.I.A FM is, it's the clarity piece that really comes from actually knowing, okay, who are you speaking to and how you want to serve them. There's the consistency piece, because you help people show up. And I think there's the community piece too, which again helps you because let's face it, being in business can be a lonely road, right? And so having that support, and that's what the M.A.F.I.A really offers. And so if you are on the fence, I would definitely hop off and invest now and make 2022 an amazing year, because looking back 12 months ago, I would never have expected that of myself. And so I'm really excited to see what 2022 goes.
I love it. I can't wait. This woman is going big places, by the way. So if you guys are watching this and you go like, you know what, I'm actually introverted and I'm a woman and I would love Casey to be my coach, where can they find you? How can they work with you?
Yes. So come on into the Introverted Woman in Business Facebook group, or private message me if you're interested in having a business breakthrough call. I offer one of those calls to help you get some clarity on your marketing funnel, and we can see if we'd be a fit to work together. And I'd love to have a chat if you're interested.
I love it. That is fantastic. So make sure you do that. We're going to get Casey VA to put the link in here of the Facebook group so you guys can go and join it. It's always good to have different perspective of coaches and find the coach that is right for you. That's the most important thing. But don't stay on the fence on 2,000 coaches. Choose
choose one or two coaches, do your due diligence and go and pick one and then stick with that person and go ahead and follow everything I tell you. So that's you're going to get the best of success. If you've been watching me and we wanted to be part of the M.A.F.I.A Academy, well, we do have a special before the end of the year. So you got to make sure that you jump on and book a game changer call. I'm going to open a couple of spots for tomorrow, but then actually I'm going to be on holiday until next year. So there's not going to be any more spots. So this is your last chance. So say game changer call in the chat right now if you are interested in knowing more about how the M.A.F.I.A Academy can work for you. We do a game changer call for you to have a look like how your business is structured and what are the blind spots that you're missing right now, and we can see them clearly. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you, being here. Thanks for having me. Thanks, everybody.
And because this time is like a super special guest here in the room with me. I
get to like her.
I know, right? We get to spend time together. We actually been, Casey is also part of the 500K club. So we are here to really help Casey backhand the business to get to the next level, get super organized. So we spent the last 2 days together here at the hub together. So it's been amazing to have them here and a great way to finish the last 2 days. So everybody, if you want to join Casey, go ahead and tell her in the chat and comment if you're going to be active in the group. Yes. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. And I guess give congratulations this amazing woman. 200K, 10x Facebook group, the business quadruple. It's just incredible what happened when you are committed and when you believe in yourself. So kudos to you. Everybody give it up for Casey. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, then you have to come to check out our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. It's a community of over 9,500 coaches that are ready to boom their business by running workshops. They are stuck in one-on-one coaching and they're ready to start to go one-to-many. So if you are one of those coaches, then you have to join us. I look forward to see you there. And hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a review to win a ticket to one of my workshops. I look forward to see you there.